I'm joined now on the line by Daniel Kebede, the General Secretary of the National Education Union. Welcome to BBC News, Daniel. We heard a range of announcements, investment in apprenticeships, for example. Of course, we heard the announcement earlier in the week about free school meals. Just take us through what you think are the most significant for education from what we heard from the Chancellor.
So we really applaud and welcome the Chancellor's decision to extend free school meals to all children in receipt of universal credit. That will make a material difference. We're pleased to see £2 billion to be devoted to school buildings. And we are heartened to see an end to austerity in education, but it is just a modest increase. I think we have to be realistic about what the Chancellor is committed to in terms of education spending. It's dependent on the OBR's predictions for inflation and for wage growth remaining true. And of course, those have been very turbulent in recent years, but it will return school spending power back to levels when Boris Johnson left office, not to the 2010 levels that we desperately need to see in education. You know, we still have a very deep crisis in education in terms of recruitment and retention. We've got the largest class sizes in Europe currently. So whilst we are pleased to see an increase in school spending, we do still have some concerns about whether it does go far enough, considering what we are dealing with in education today.
You talk about recruitment and retention. I'm just going to pick up on one announcement from the Chancellor saying an extra £615 million this year to partially fund a 4% pay rise for teachers in England, with schools expected to fund a quarter of the rise through, I quote, improved productivity. What did you make of that?
Well, it's very difficult because after 14 years of conservative austerity, no school leader or teacher can identify cuts to be made in schools. Now, that's not to say that there aren't system-wide efficiencies to be found because of academisation and privatisation of education. These things have been incredibly wasteful. We can have a cap on excessive CEO pay, for example, a national energy contract. We can move away from supply agencies towards supply pools. These things would be system-wide efficiencies that we can find. But school-based ones, it's incredibly difficult. I mean, what we have noticed around the spending review is that the funding increases will be front-loaded. So whilst there is going to be some efficiencies to be found in schools this year, it looks like that you know, in 2025, 26, it will be much better. 26, 27, sorry, much better. But yes, overall, we still are in a remit where we need to see much greater investment in education.